Good evening. Good evening, and welcome to Mommy Monday. My name is Kentia Middleton, and I am with you today because the Lord put on my heart yesterday to start a series called Mommy Mondays. And today I'm just going to be on talking about what Mommy Monday is all about. So, on Mondays, of course, that's the day that I'll be coming live, not only me, but I will have other people coming on, mothers and people who can give you nuggets about being mothers and just maybe their experiences and things like that. We will be coming live on Mondays, and not only just live, but there will be short videos of encouragement. There might be prayer, special guests, and just words of encouragement that it might just be a post that will be presented on Mondays. So I decided to do this series after the Lord showed me that mothers need encouragement. And, this is the children's network, but guess what? The mothers have to be the one to position their children to come on this network. So moms are watching as well. So I don't want to just speak to your children, but I want to also speak to you, the parent, the mother specifically, because I'm not a man to be the father. So I only can give advice from where I came from. So today is not going to be long at all because I know that it's Valentine's Day, and I know that many of you, you're out with your boo. So I'm not going to hold you long tonight. I just want to share a quick testimony, my testimony of being a mother and to where I am currently this day. From I'm showing you where I came from and how God has transformed my life even in motherhood. So I'm just going to start with the way I was raised. So I was raised in a home with my paternal grandmother and grandfather, my mother. My father was present in my life. We just did not live together. And yeah, so I was raised by them, and I did not receive in our household. It was not like an affectionate household. It was more like, yeah, I knew that they loved me and all of that, but we didn't do all of that hugging and kissing and saying I love you and things like that. So I didn't grow up in that type of environment. Um, Okay, so, as time went on, I got into high school. I ended up becoming a teen mother. Um, I had my daughter when I was 15 years old. And in the very beginning, I was there until the street started calling my name. So from the time I was 15 to 18 years old, I was there for my daughter. And, I did participate in her life in that time. But then I became not so present in her life from the time I was 18 until 24 years old. So for all of those years, my mother and her dad's mother stepped in, and they were the one who took care of her. So, my daughter, yes, I was around her. I came around her, but I was not a mother. I wasn't there, taking her to school, doing her schoolwork with her. I wasn't taking her to her doctors. I would go to some of those things, but I wasn't the um, custodial, if you want to say custodial parent. There was no court orders and nothing like that in place, but actually, there was court orders in place because I guess me and the father, if you want to put it that way, we were both not so present in her life like that, but the grandparents took their place as the mother. Okay, so when I turned 24, that's when my daughter moved in with me. At this time, she was 8 years old. So at 8 years old, she moved in with me. I was not um, I would say, okay, I don't know how you want to say this, not saved. I was saved when I was a teenager, but so I would say I was a backslider. So I was backsliding all of these years from the time I was 18 all the way up to this time, right? So at 24 years old, I was still a backslider. So my daughter, she really didn't get raised up learning about God, learning about Jesus, learning about his ways, or seeing me walking in those ways. So, the influences that I may have had on her life, like those might be the things that she's into right now. And I can only be at fault to those things because I wasn't walking in the way of the Lord at that time. So, like I said, at that time I was listening to rap music. I was, using so much profanity. I didn't show my daughter a godly lifestyle when she was with me, and her dad wasn't there either. So it's like she didn't receive any type of training, as the Bible tells us to train up our child in the way they should go, so when they're older they won't depart from it. She wasn't trained in the way of the Lord. Okay. So I would say, my daughter, I didn't come back to Christ until 4.5 years ago. So that was a long time. It was how many years? That's a long time for her just being raised up in just in a worldly lifestyle and not being that godly mother that I should have been. So what I would say is, how old was she in 27? That was 2017 when I rededicated my life to Christ. So she's seen me in the world, living like as a worldly mother, and then she's seen me transform into a godly mother. Because now my daughter, she asks me to pray for her. She calls me if anything's happening with her, like sickness or she feels any type of way, like she feels like unforgiveness might be in her heart. Those things. She calls me and she's like, Mom, like I'm feeling this way, I'm feeling that way, or this happened to me, what advice would you give me? Or like currently, like things like just getting piercings and tattoos, she will call me and be like, Mom, what do you feel if I was to go do these things? And right now she's 20 years old. She'll be 21 this year. So but she still looks at me as someone she can come to ask advice for. Like she's not in a place where she feels like she has to hide her lifestyle just because I'm a Christian mom. And that's one experience that I had with my own mom, is even though I didn't really get raised up being taught about Jesus, but my mom did teach me the Lord's Prayer and Psalms 91 when I was young. Because my mother, she was actually raised up in the church, but it was because she was on the other side of the family. It was like we really didn't do church stuff on my dad's side of the family, and that's where we lived. We lived with my paternal mom, grandmother, and grandfather. So like the relationship that me and my daughter has, me and my mother didn't have that relationship at her age, at as a teenager or even in the 20s, because if I felt like if I was to tell my mom something, then she would get mad about the things that I told her about my lifestyle if I was to reach out to her and say things like that. But with me, when it comes to my daughter, I allow an open door to her, an open ear to hear the things that she has to say to me. And she doesn't feel uncomfortable coming to me telling me things that are going on with her in her life. So I think that's one tip right there as a mother, is so like ready to fuss at them for things that they're coming to you for, because if they're coming to you, then that means they can trust you, or they feel like you're someone they can talk to in order to resolve their issues. So that's one thing. And like I said, if you were a person who've come from the world and now you're in God, and you have that transforming stage, that transformation stage, your children see that. And like I said, my daughter, she comes to me and asks me godly things. She asks me things about God. She asks me all of those things. So even though, just because I didn't raise her up in the way she should go, guess what? She still knows right now. She's like, okay, I see the transformation in my mother's life, and I see the great things that God is doing in her. And I'm sure that she wants the same thing, even though the world might be trying to tug her and call her that way. But it's boundaries. I feel like there's boundaries that she has set, and saying that I know my mom, she might be thinking about me like my mom might not be happy if I do these things, but then she knows that it's not because of me, but it's because of God, because she knows my past lifestyle. Okay, so and then so I'm going to talk about my son now, because when it comes to him now, he lives a way different life than my daughter did. Because when my son was born, I was 28 years old, and right now he's going to be 8 years old very soon. So he was raised more in he's seen more of the God side of me and not really the world side of me. So he's really being raised up in a way and trained in the way of the Lord. And he comes to me, either he'll come to me, and my son, he was diagnosed with autism. But the only reason I said that is because sometimes he has issues with his speech and things like that. But that's another thing. God allowed me to have a child that has special needs. So the attention that I really didn't give to my daughter, my son, he gets like all of my attention, because I have to be very attentive to him, um, from him just having that special need. So my son, yeah, like I said, he's seen more of the godly side of me as being a mother. And so like he sees me reading the Bible, he sees me praying, he comes to me, he'll be like, "Mommy, can you pray for me?" Like last night he was like, "Mom, my chest is hurting." And so he was like, "Can you pray?" He's like, "Can you pray for me?" I'll lay my hands on his chest and pray for him. And it's like he's just like fine after that. He's like, "Okay, I'm gonna go sit down now, like I'm good now." And he'll come up to me like, "God created the world?" And I'm like, "Yes, Xavier, yes, God created the world." So it's like your children, they're watching, they're looking at what you're doing, they're looking at your lifestyle, they're looking at the way you talk, the way you move. That's what they're looking at. And so it's very important as a mother to allow your children to see those things. Don't hide those things from your kids, that you're reading the Bible or you're praying, all those type of things. Don't hide those lifestyles from them, because they'll see what you do, and they'll really migrate to those things. They'll migrate to you and know, okay, I know I can go to my mother if something's wrong with me. I know my mother's a prayer warrior, and I know that she'll pray for me or whatnot. And the same thing with my daughter. Recently, a couple of days ago, she contacted me and said, "Hey mom, like my chest is hurting really bad, and I feel like I have a headache." And she was like, and what else? She said another symptom, and I was like, "Oh no, Satan, no, no." So I was like, "I'm gonna pray for you right now." I couldn't talk to her because she was at work. So I said, "I'm gonna pray for you right now." So what I did is intercede on behalf of my daughter. I contacted her right after I finished praying, and I was like, "How do you feel now?" She said, "I have no more pain." So see what I said? Like my daughter, she didn't see. She wasn't raised up as me being a Christian, but in the end part of her teenage years, maybe when she was about, I think she might have been 16 or so. That's when I rededicated my life to Christ. So now she calls me, she contacts me, "Mommy, pray for me," and all of that. And see how God showed up to say, "Look, your daughter, she contacted you because she feels comfortable with contacting you and asking, you for prayer. And then I'm going to show up because I'm going to show your daughter that I'm real." So listen, it doesn't really matter when you come into the fold as a mother, when you come into that place as being a Christian. God is going to show up in your life, and he's going to help you in your walk. That's one thing that I always pray, is that God helps me to be a mother to my children. And like I said, my daughter didn't get like all of the attention that my son gets, but she understands those things. My daughter doesn't hold my past against me. She doesn't hold the fact that I wasn't in her life for a period of time. She don't hold any of those things against me. And I thank God for that, because she could have been somebody like, "Oh, you ain't been here for me. Like I'm not gonna listen to you. You ain't my mother," stuff like that. But she doesn't look at me like that, and I thank God for that. I thank God that we have a great relationship, and that she feels comfortable coming to me talking about anything. And so with my son as well. Like he's about to be 8 years old, but the same thing with him. My son is always on me like glue. Like he doesn't do anything without me, and I love that. My son, he's homeschooled as well, so he's with me 24 hours a day. Like I'm never apart from him. So my son, he sees my lifestyle all the time, every single day. So what else did I want to say? So, yes, I just wanted to come on today just to share what Mommy Monday is going to be. And I just wanted to share my testimony on me not being a mother in the beginning of my daughter's life, and then how my life now has been transformed, and how I walk with the Lord, and how my kids honor that, how they honor God. And they don't do certain things in front of me. Like for instance, if there's cussing on a TV show or something, my son will look at me and he be like, "Oh, they cussing on there, turn that off." Or like he knows right from wrong. So that's one thing, is you just have to train your child up, no matter how old they are. Even if they're teenagers, like I said, I didn't become saved until maybe my daughter was about 16. I think she was about 16 years old. And she still honors the God in my life. She still asks me questions about God. She still does all of that. So if you have been in that place, and um, it seems like your children are not really honoring God in you, then maybe you should look at your life and see if you're really showing that part of you as being a mother. Are you showing the God everywhere, not just at church, but in your household as well? So I'm not, like I said, I'm not going to be on here long. I just wanted to share this with the mothers. I want to share my testimony so you can know who you're, allowing your kids to listen to you, and you will know, who I am. And I just want to say that I am an ordained prophet. I have been ordained. And so I'm not just someone on here just talking. I do have leadership. I'm under Fearless Fire Network. My overseer is Apostle Dr. Zolisha Elware. So I'm not just someone on here just coming to your kids and trying to convince them to do something, but I'm really walking with God, and really want to see your kids flourish in every area of their lives. So right now I'm just going to share with you some things that we offer in this ministry. Um, so for children, we offer personal care products and food, not yet with the food, but the personal care products to children in the Charleston, South Carolina area. I haven't I'm not ready for the food part yet. And then tutoring services. If you need tutoring, all you have to do is contact me, and I will put that out there. I will. If you contact me, then I will contact you back so that we can set up times and things. I can meet your child and all that. We can become comfortable with one another. Um, that's something that we offer. And then on Saturdays, I post a video at 3 p.m. Eastern, 2 p.m. Central Time, and it's just a video for the kids. It's going to be a fun video for your children of all ages. Doesn't matter how old they are. I also have a children's book called I Hear God. God Speaks to Children Too. And I have one here is for ages birth to 10 years of age, but it's really whatever age. It can benefit an adult, to be honest. So you can purchase that book on my website. I have on here Amazon or Walmart. Is also on Barnes and Noble, or my website www.freedominchristdm.com. And I also on Saturdays, one series that I have is teaching your children how to pray, because I believe it's very important in prayer. That's one part of my ministry is prayer. So that's something that I do a lot, is pray and try to teach others not to pray, but just to, seek God for their answers. So like I said, we'll be on Mondays. It won't just be a live video all the time, but I will be on to just encourage you moms and just share whatever it is that God has me to share for you. So at the bottom, I'm putting on here, if you are a mother and you have a powerful testimony and you would like to be a guest on Children's Bread Network, just go ahead and email me at info@freedominchristdm.com, because I need other mothers to come on here and to encourage other mothers. We all have to come together. And I don't believe in just me. That's why it's a children's network, because I don't believe in just me being the one who's coming on and sharing information with your kids and, helping them in their walk. But I believe that it takes a village to raise children. So we all should come together as mothers. We all should come together as grandmothers, bonus mothers, you know, all of us come together and get these kids to be trained in the way of the Lord, because the time and hour that we are in, we want our children to understand God, to accept God, and not be swayed to the things of this world. So that is my desire, is to see your children benefit, not only spiritually but also naturally, emotionally, whatever it is. I want your children to be able to be benefited in those ways. And also, if your children need someone to talk to, an ear to hear, anything like that, I'm always here. And your children, I don't have the number up on my thing, but it's 843-628-0211. That is the ministry number where your kid can contact me. If they just have any issues in life and they want to contact me, they can. And I don't talk a lot about this, but I also have a children's YouTube, a children's Facebook group, and it's called Kingdom Teens. I really don't do much over there because I didn't get that much participation from teens. But if I get a lot of teens coming on there, my intentions is to help them in their walk with God. My intentions is to help them in those, temptations they may have. Like I said, I was a teen mom. I was also a marijuana addict for 15 years. I was also an alcoholic, drinking hard liquor. and beer, whatever. I used to even smoke cigarettes and Black and Miles. So it's not like I'm just somebody who don't understand the temptations of the world, or who hasn't come out of anything. I've came out of many worldly things, listening to rap music, being into Black Power, Black Lives Matter, those type of things. So like I said, I'm not just here to run my mouth, but I've really been through, and God has delivered me in those areas. So I want to be able to help your children, teenagers, all ages. It doesn't matter what age they are, because I've been through many things in every age group. So I hope that these things bless you, and I hope that you take the resources that I have for you, and you can use those things. So I'll be back with you very soon. Just look out on Saturday for your children to watch a Saturday video on Children's Bread TV, which is the YouTube channel. And I hope that you guys have a great rest of your day. And I want to say, God bless you. And I will see you next Monday. It's not going to be a live, most likely, but I will constantly put out encouragement for you on Monday. So, moms, you look out on Mondays for encouragement for you. Okay? I enjoy talking to you and sharing my testimony and what this Monday, Mommy Monday, is all about. So I hope that I can get more moms to come on and more moms to participate. And, even if you're in the Charleston, South Carolina area, maybe we as moms can get together and have discussions and things like that. So God bless you and have a great rest of your night.